welcome to another video in Foundations of Maternal and Newborn Health. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the immunology of breast milk. So, the immunology of breast milk. So, in a previous immunology video, we talked about how antibodies can be given from the mother to the baby in utero, inside the uterus, through the placenta. And so the mother can pass IgG antibodies from her bloodstream to the baby's bloodstream across the placenta. And that this protected the newborn baby right after it's born because it had some of those antibodies. But the mother can also protect the newborn from pathogens by giving antibodies through the breast milk. And so breast milk has antibodies. But breast milk actually has its own type of antibody called IgA. And so these IgA antibodies, they look similar to IgG antibodies. So we talked about how IgG antibodies look a little bit like Ys. IgA antibodies have kind of a second Y coming off the bottom. Like this. So this is an IgA antibody. And so just like antibodies that are passed from mother to baby in the uterus, antibodies that are passed from mother to baby from the breast milk protect the baby, from pathogens before the baby can develop its own immune system, before baby has own immune system. And so usually this is from about 0 to 4 months approximately. So 0 to 4 months, the baby's immune system is still quite underdeveloped. At around 2 months, the immune system is already quite good, but it doesn't really keeps developing until about 4 to 6 months. And so one of the big benefits of this is that the mother can produce antibodies against pathogens in the environment. So pathogens in baby's environment. Because the mother and the baby will be living in the same environment, and so a pathogen that might infect the mother or the baby should be kind of floating around the space that both mom and baby are living in. So the pathogen might infect mom and may also infect the baby. And so mom will start producing antibodies against this pathogen. So mom will start producing antibodies. That'll come and glob on to this pathogen here. And then mom will also start producing IgA antibodies in the breast milk for this pathogen that she can then pass on to the baby. So she'll start developing IgA antibodies and then pass these IgA antibodies on to the baby. So on the right here is a zoomed in picture of the baby's gut or GI system. So the mouth would be up here. This would be the stomach, and then these would be kind of the intestines down here. And so early in development, babies have what are known as a leaky gut, sometimes called an open gut. These are the same thing, so a leaky or open gut. And what this means is that the baby will have larger holes in the intestine than it normally does, than an adult would normally have. So there's all these kind of larger holes in the intestine. And so when the baby gets the breast milk that has these IgA antibodies in them. It will, of course, drink these antibodies, and then the antibodies will actually be able to travel through these holes in the gut right into the blood system of the baby. And so the baby will actually absorb these antibodies right from the mother's breast milk. And again, this is only in a very young baby, so about 0 to 4 months old. They will have this leaky or open gut where they can absorb antibodies from mom. And so the beauty of this is that, again, the baby's being protected against pathogens that would be in its environment that can hurt itself before it has its own immune system. So mom is kind of acting as the baby's immune system before its immune system has started to develop. And so the last thing that I wanted to touch on is the fact that this is only present in breast milk. So there are no antibodies in formula milk. In formula. So even if there were antibodies in the formula, they wouldn't be against the specific pathogens that both the mom and the baby are experiencing in their own environment, in their own space. They may be pathogens that are common in New York or in, Tokyo or other parts of the world, but you need antibodies against the pathogens that are near the baby. And so the mom does this perfectly because wherever the mom is, baby is likely close by. And so even if they did have antibodies in the formula, which they don't, they wouldn't be the right antibodies. And so this is kind of the perfect solution to this problem, is that mom can make the antibodies for the baby. And so this is a big advantage of using breast milk instead of formula milk, because it provides this protection to the baby.